We're Slick Rock Productions, and today in the shop we're going to give an upgrade to blue here. These portals have been on this car since, I don't know, mid-19 when we were out in Windrock. Originally when we built our Turbo S's, it was late 18. The 15% single idlers were the first portals available for these. That's the road we went down. I broke one of those in Windrock and we swapped these out. So these have been on the car for about 6.5 years, and I've never had a problem with them. We've never had to take the casings apart. They've been serviced a few times, but they've been great portals. But the dual idlers are a great upgrade, so we're gonna go ahead and do that today. Over the last decade of doing portals, we've learned a lot of install tips, a lot of tricks. So let's get into it and we'll show you some things along the way.
All right, so in the portal kit comes with the rotors and the studs separate. So you have to seat the studs in whatever wheel pattern that fits your machine. And the best way that we found to do that over the years so that you pull them straight, sometimes using a punch and stuff, you don't get them always lined up. The best thing we found is one of these wheel stud installer kits. And we're gonna show you how well those work. And just like that, it pulls them straight.
Another good idea when you're tearing stuff apart, these killer ball joints have been there equally as long. While you got it apart, take everything apart, look for wear patterns in them, wipe all the old grease and the grime out of them, start fresh. While you're in there, just update everything as you go along. Make sure it all goes together clean, nice, and properly. All right, so this is the complete dual idler kit here. These kits are really well thought out. Over 10 years of doing this, we've gotten to a point where you don't have to modify anything, you don't have to change anything. Everything bolts right together. There's good instructions with all these kits. You can kind of follow process through, but everything you need is in these hardware kits.
All right, another cool tip is when you pick up a set of portals, a really nice thing to pick up is their portal fill kit. So it comes with this pump, a thing of portal blood, a couple of things of brake fluid, but super handy when filling these. Instead of trying to squeeze the bottle, you just pump them in, especially when these are already on the machine, just makes it that much easier.
This is a really important part you don't want to forget. So this slider right here basically will relieve pressure. So years ago on the Turbo S's here on this particular bracket, what was happening are there's a lot of different aftermarket radius rods. And Jake and I went through, we had a lot of aftermarket ones, a lot of factory ones. Fact is, we measured a whole bunch of factory ones and they were even inconsistent. So when you get misalignments in there or a factory rod, and if it's 20 or 30 or 40 thou off, this is aluminum and billet. So when you squeeze on it, it'll crack this thing. So this floats in here, so when you put your radius rod through and you tighten it down, it'll push against the radius rod, and then that way it can float in there without cracking this thing. This is super important to not forget that, or you will have problems down the road. So when you're putting your axle nut on here, make sure you put Loctite in here. A lot of people tell us they can't get these tight because when you're spinning the axle turns, grab an impact with a 30 millimeter, torque spec as many ugga-duggas. Be a man, grab the axle, hold on to it and squeeze it. Tighten it up. This is pretty silly, but we see this all the time. The rotors are directional. Make sure they go in the direction of the vehicle moving forward. Not calling out any of our buddies, just saying we've seen this before. All right, another question that we get asked a lot of people have problems bleeding brakes. One thing to understand with almost all side-by-sides, some are worse than others, they don't have a lot of throw. When you're depressing the brake pedal, the master cylinder doesn't have a lot of throw in it, so it doesn't move a lot of fluid through them. And so what we like to do, what we've had the most success with is when the vehicle's apart, Some of these kits have brake line extenders on them. Some of them replace all the brake line, but we'll hang before you put it all back together, we hang the caliper down, open the bleeder valve, and just basically let it gravity drop through. That way it gets a whole bunch of fluid in the line so you're not pumping quite as much. We've used power bleeders. In some cases those work, but one tip you can get that'll really save you a lot of time when you're replacing whole lines, when you're putting it back together and you let it gravity drop, make sure there's no bump in it where it can get air stuck in it, because it won't come out through it. You'll end up pumping it, working it. Sometimes you can spend hours trying to bleed these things, but if you hang the calipers down, gravity drop them, let the fluid start coming out of them, close it down, put it all back together, then pump it and bleed it. We like to start with the shortest brake line first, so usually your driver front, because once you start building some pressure, it starts pushing the other side. Start with the shortest one, work yourself way back to the back. Once you get it all done, do it one more time. Just make sure you get all the air out of it, because good brakes are good. One more thing we really want to emphasize enough. Most of the time when you do damage to a brake line, it's because it's touching a wheel or a tire. So make sure, obviously these things articulate and they move, and on the front they steer and back and forth. You want to make sure your brake line is out of harm's way and it's away from the wheel. Most Portals, the brackets on them have got threaded taps in them. They come with hardware where you can get them out of the way. Sometimes, depending on your setup, if you're running a lot of aftermarket stuff, we get creative and kind of do our own thing. Just make sure when you put it all together that when you steer the car back and forth, the front brake line's not coming into contact with the wheel or any components where it's going to get pinched up, or you know, you're going to get a leak down the road. Usually on the rear, if it's somewhere it can rub the wheel or rub the tire, friction will get it after a little while, poke a hole in it, and you'll lose your brakes. So be careful and make sure you mount your brake lines properly where they're out of harm's way. So as we're finishing this car up, one of the last things we want to touch on is aligning your car. Whether, in this case, we're changing Portals out, so it's going to be pretty close, but when you're not, the tire out end location is always going to be different when you're changing, because basically we're changing a spindle out here. So what we like to do is we put the car on the ground. SuperATV sells some alignment tools that you can bolt on. They're pretty self-explanatory and really easy to use when you're by yourself, but make sure when you align your car, put it on the ground, put it under weight, roll it back and forth, take your measurement. Then after you adjust it, roll the car again. Once you start pivoting, especially if you have low air pressure in your tire, you're going to get an inaccurate number when you're measuring. So just make sure to do it a couple times, double check, but always make sure the weight's in the vehicle. And even sometimes, you know, it's like if you take a vehicle off a lift or off of a jack and you put it down, it's holding preload. And so it's going to hold caster onto it. Make sure you cycle the steering wheel, roll the car back and forth, get it flat, get it under load. That way it's sitting properly, so when you measure it, you can adjust it properly. If you have any questions, you guys are always welcome to reach out to us at Slick Rock Productions. We answer a lot of questions. We're always happy to help.